Hey, gotta make sure this is on. It's Tuesday evening, September 22nd, I believe, 2014, and just got in from my walk. I try to do about 5 miles a day. Now I'm up to 5 miles a day. It's been a steady progression. I wear this little gizmo around my wrist. It's called a Fitbit, and measures everything I do, measures what I eat, measures what if I want to count the amount of water I drink or soda, or counts all that. We have to put it in, of course, but it's all done for you by the by the computer, so you really have no excuse not to watch what you're doing. So we didn't have that back in the back in the 2000s, I guess. trying to make a segue here to what I was going to talk about. Actually, it'd be towards the end of the 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, this YouTube commercial playing in the background. I like this song. It's about Joey Ramone. I don't know. That's why I like doing these videos, because I can just do my free association, ad libbing, talking to myself, looking into the phone. Anyway, so anyway, I'd broken up with my ex girlfriend. I was about I had just turned 30, and I've been with her for about almost 8 years, and I was very lonely. So I was 30. I really was I was really in a bad place. I was for quite a while after that too, but very lonely and depressed. So I got this thing called WebTV, hooked up to your television, and you get the internet that way. You know, it was kind of like ghetto internet. I don't know if they still have this thing. Probably have it in some form, but sorry about that. So anyway, I had like all like these. It wasn't like the internet right now. I mean, it was like it had basically an earlier form of the internet. It was like AOL Light without the dial up. Actually, you did have to dial to get into the connection, but anyway, there was this site. It's called Massachusetts Flirts. And so I had this nickname. I was Led Zeppelin, and go in there and start chatting, and it'd be like a room of like, I don't know, 50 people. I don't think there was any limit on the amount of people in there, but so you start seeing the same people every night, and you yapping back and forth, and you know I was actually getting connected to this whole thing. Be up in my room at night drinking beers, and it got kind of addictive. So eventually, like, I started meeting these people, and this one guy, he was an illegal alien from Ireland. He had a big full head of red hair. He was like straight out of a Lucky Charms box, and boy, this kid was crazy, and he lived over in Dorchester, and I never saw actually where he lived. I don't know. Kind of really weird. It's kind of sketchy, but come and pick me up. He didn't even have a license or anything. Come and pick me up, and we go and to these bars down. It was in Dorchester or Quincy or whatever, and he had a friend who was like a girl, and she she had she's very pretty. She's probably about 30, so she was probably about 22, and and so this girl was like maybe like 80 pounds soaking wet. I don't know what that expression means, but she was very like maybe a little bit low. She wasn't anorexic, but she was tall. I mean, not tall. I mean, she was it's tiny, so she was like, I don't know how much she weighed, but let's just say she was petite, and she couldn't see out of one eye, but it didn't. didn't stop her from drinking. Her drink was rum and coke, and she could just sit at the bar and just drink these things like it was like she's drinking water. That's why I bring up her weight. She was like really, light, and I'm, at that time, I mean, basically about the same size as I am now, and I could hold my alcohol. This girl could just drink on, anybody on the table. It would get quite expensive. So, so I met her, and we went out for a while, and um, I don't know, it was crazy. I, uh, I, I had the pleasure of meeting her dad. He was this big guy from like Southie. He looked like like a leg breaker, like Tony Soprano or whatever. And, oh my God! But and when I met him, I thought, he's gonna kill me, and it turned out we I met him for the first time. We went to pick her up. It was like at Paul Griffin's bar down Forest Hills, and then he picked her up, and we went out drinking and got along. But I didn't see her too long after that. Um, yeah. So yeah, the reason I bring up this story is that um, the stuff that I do on the Facebook is a little bit tame compared to what I was doing back then. And I would go to these, instead of us like texting on this this chat room, why don't we all get together some night and hang out? And we had a couple of things where we got together. And it was like you don't walk in and everybody's screaming lead, 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 and that was like my thing. I wasn't Luke, I was lead, and pretty cool. I got to kind of live that like this like kind of like a pseudo celebrity, a fake celebrity, and it was really surreal to walk into a bar or something, just have everybody kind of running over you, and because I had never had that obviously growing up, whatever. So you know, so that was that, and um, I don't know. Then I lost contact with I think the Irish kid. He totaled his car one night. He dropped me off, and he drove, and he totaled the whole thing. He crashed into a tree. Somebody. He was okay, but he lost the car. And then I never really saw him much after that. And then there's a couple other people I knew. And we never. I think after about a couple of years, I got rid of that damn thing. And so that's the web TV story, and I don't know how exciting that was, but yeah, I just it was a different era, and it's a lot different. Like I kind of like do this thing like where I'm kind of like I'm pretty out there with like what I say. And maybe I got that from like the web TV stuff. And just wanted to be like just represent myself pretty straightforward. Like I didn't like not knowing who I was texting with. I wanted to meet them. Then I was fine with texting afterwards. But I wanted to see what they were made of, whatever, whether they could drink at that time. So different era because a lot of times the shit you say on Facebook just falls on deaf ears anyway. But back then, whatever I was saying was getting a lot of reaction. All right, that's the web TV story. I am out of here. Adios.